Hey there, my name is Lexi, and thank you for tuning in to another video. So this video is again for my LexCares page. I'm honestly not sure how long I'm going to be doing these videos, but it's what I'm feeling right now, so that's the wave I'm going to ride. In this video was inspired by a conversation I had with my dad. We were talking about relationships and the source of happiness and how basically we are responsible for our own happiness and we cannot place the responsibility of being happy on other people. So we have to find within ourselves what makes us happy, how we can generate that happiness from ourselves, so that way no one can ever, with the exit of someone from our life, our happiness would not go with them, basically. So, and he said something along the lines of, I have to make sure I'm good before I can make sure anybody else is good. Something along those lines. That's not verbatim, but that's basically the gist of the part of the conversation that we had. And so that's the inspiration for this video. And it got me to thinking, how many of us are not factoring in ourselves? How many of us are not factoring in ourselves? How many of us are placing other people before us, placing other people's needs before our own needs, and not making sure that we're good before anyone else? Now, it might come off sounding very selfish, but it's actually more sufficient, in my opinion, to take care of self before you go trying to take care of everybody else. Great. You cannot pour from an empty cup. We are vessels, right? A vessel that carries, energy, positivity. If we don't have that, and happiness, if we don't have that for ourselves, how can you give drink from an empty cup? And so I'm not even sure how my mind was going through the train of thought, but I ended up thinking about how people usually say that I'm always busy. And I'm thinking to myself, am I really always busy, or do I simply make time for the things and the people that I want to make time for, or the things and the people that I know will benefit me, or people who will people who will put me in a good mind space, basically. I'm trying to get my words together and be as eloquent as possible because I don't want to do a lot of cuts in these videos. I want it to be pretty raw, like a one-on-one kind of conversation. But basically, I've had a lot of people get upset with me for not being able to spend time with them when they think I should. And it kind of hurts my feelings when people think that I don't have time for them, especially people who I want to be around more, people who I admire and respect, and whom I would want the company of. It hurts my feelings when they think that I'm too busy for them, because in my mind, I don't think I'm that busy. I don't know what it is. I don't think I'm that busy. Maybe, honestly, it could just be that I don't want to be around certain people. I don't want to do certain things. And so when certain invitations come along inviting me to do certain things, I'm not around. Maybe that's why people think I'm busy. But, people just don't understand how I operate personally. And that's okay. It's taken me kind of a long time and I'm still working on it. It's taken me a while to find a balance between doing what's right for me and wanting to be of service and be of help to other people. So a little bit about myself. My love language, or the way that the way that I express love, I love to do things for people and be of service to people. So acts of service, that's how I like to express my love for people. I like to be there for them, do things for them, and that's what brings me joy. That's what gives me happiness, to be able to help others. And this is also from thoughts that I've had the past few days, and I'm just thinking of it now. Again, it's coming back to mind. I have put myself kind of in a financial bind, or cause myself to not be where I want to be financially, because I have put other people's needs before my own. And I'm thinking about the whole apartment situation. I used to live by myself when I first moved here, and then what happened? I lived by myself, but I had a couple of my friends. They had 3 people living in an apartment. One of the people was moving out, so they needed a third person to help with the bills, and they reached out to me. In order to help them, I had to break my lease, which was, you got to pay 2 months worth of rent to break your lease and be in good standing with the apartment complex, so it doesn't mess up your credit for future places or something like that. But I ended up breaking my lease, spending that money to go live with them, under the assumption that I would save all that money and get all that money back, only to be placed in a situation where I lived there for 6 months and I had to move all over again. And then moving in with someone else, another roommate, thinking that I would save money, when, all along I probably would have been better off financially. I probably would have been more disciplined with my spending if I would have just remained alone. That's one of the situations that I'm thinking of for myself. And man, I really don't want this video to be all about me, but I was just thinking to myself, like, that put me in a bind. Had I been a little bit more selfish with that particular incident, I probably would be better off and further along. Of course, I don't know, because none of us can predict the future. We can't see multiple outcomes. We only know the reality that we are living in, and that's all we have. That's what our past is based on, our past decisions. We can only speculate what our outcome or what our reality would have been had we done this or that. You know what I mean? But basically what I wanted this video to focus on is the I factor. Am I doing what's right for me? Am I happy? I need to focus on myself. And I just wonder how many of us spend so much time putting other people ahead of us, while it's causing us to kind of be stunted in our growth, or it's giving us more stress than is necessary, and just making things more difficult in our lives. Because is it a value thing? Do we not value ourselves over the well-being of other people? Or is it just an upbringing thing? I even had the thought come to mind for me, as women, we're kind of raised to be caregivers and put everyone else's needs above our own. And a lot of us probably grew up watching our moms put their needs to the side for the betterment of, for the common good of the household, for support for the husband, our dad. And that kind of is a really hard habit to break, to not want to give others our help, our assistance, especially if we know that we're able to. But on the same token, we have to recognize when it's not healthy for us to give so much of ourselves that now we're in a bad place. Because other people, not everybody is going to be so giving. Not everybody is so willing to help build the next person up the way that we may want to do for certain people. And so it leaves this huge deficit, I feel, where you feel like you're giving so much of yourself, only for what? You have nothing to show for it. That's often how it feels a lot of times anyway. I just want you to know that you are sowing a good seed when you do that. But take a step back and realize that it is okay for you to say no to people if it is within the best interest of yourself, if it's for your mental health, if it's for your happiness, you need to rest, you just don't feel like it. Whatever the reason may be, that's okay. Put yourself first, because without you, this whole shebang goes out. Like, literally. If you were not here, you can't live life for people, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's just you in this vessel. You can't think for anyone. You can't live for anyone. You can only lend your vessel, yourself, your time, your gifts to people. If you're not using it, nobody can use it for you. You're not living a fulfilled life. So how much further could you be if you did focus on self. Now, I don't want you to lose the whole aspect or the whole concept, of community. All I'm saying is that you need to make sure that you are mentally in a good place, spiritually, physically, whatever kind of aspect you can think of. It's okay to be selfish, to do things that are going to improve the quality of our own life. If you're always giving of yourself and it seems like no one is pouring back into you, I think it's okay to take a step back. And this is something that I have to work on myself with. The whole balancing act of when to say no and when it's okay for me, greenlighting myself to say yes to help people, when it's okay or not detrimental to myself to help others. Because I think for a long time I felt bad about not being able to do certain things when really I think I had the right idea all along. Like, people would get upset with me for, I don't know, not answering phone calls on a particular day. I go through these spells where if I'm feeling down or I'm feeling drained, I'm tired, I will go on, I wouldn't call it a social media cleanse, but not a social media cleanse, but just a day where I just don't feel like talking to anybody. I just want to be alone. I want to be in the company of myself. And that seems to be the day when everybody wants to know what Lex is up to. What is Lex doing? Where is she? Like, what's on her mind? That seems to be the day that everybody wants to catch up with me. And maybe it's just bad timing. I don't know. For me, it's perfect timing because I need to rest. I need a break from everybody. And that's just how I recharge so I can continue to be the nice person that everyone sees, the pleasant, the calm, cool, collected Lex that everybody has come to know and love, hopefully. If I don't do that for myself, then I'm not happy. And next thing you know, I might go snapping on people. I might go off on people and just really act out of character, act in a way that would be more hurtful to people. And what I want my legacy to be is not to have led a path of destruction, but to have been a leader, somebody who brings more light into this world, brings more positivity. So that's something that I have to do for myself and not feel bad about doing that for myself just because people want me to act in accordance with their timeline. None of our timelines will always align. And this is a really good concept. I really like this idea. We all have our own individual timelines. We're working on our own time frame, right? When everyone's timeline intersects and we meet at that point, it's a beautiful thing. But if it doesn't, if we're always running parallel to each other, that's okay too. I mean, that's just how life is. We are all on our own timeline and we can't expect anybody to just bend for us just because we need it to happen right now. That's very selfish. Speaking of being selfish, as I say that we need to worry about self, but you just have to be a little bit more understanding that we all have our own timelines in mind, and our timelines are not always going to intersect. They're not always going to be perpendicular to each other. Some math terms there. And that's okay, you know? That's okay. It's okay not to align with people all the time. Because honestly, that might be kind of exhausting. You need that time for yourself. You need time to be alone and figure out what you like to do. Do things that help you recharge, things that make you feel more refreshed. I sincerely hope that this helps somebody. I just want you to know that you're not alone. If you think you're being selfish, it's not selfish. It's not selfish to sleep in a few extra hours if you're tired. It's not selfish to turn your phone off if you feel like you just need to be alone. Just you, yourself, and God. Just you and your dog, whoever it is. It's not selfish to take the day off to play video games all day, because if that's something that is going to help recharge you and make you a happier person, if that's what brings you joy, then do that. Do what's necessary to keep you refreshed, keep you happy. because when you are at your best, then you can shine bright for everybody else to be brought out of their darkness a little bit. You know what I mean? So I hope this talk helped. I hope you got something from it, despite all of my rambling. I just really want to help. And yeah, if you're struggling with anything, if you want to talk through some issues that you might be going through, LexCares2. Don't think that you're all alone in all of your struggles. We're all going through similar things. There's always somebody you can talk to. And if you need someone with open ears and a closed mouth to just listen, or if you want advice, just let me know. I'm here. My number is public on my Instagram. If you look at my description down below, then you'll see the links for all of that. You can email me at info@LexCATL.com. You can leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what's up, and we can talk it through. And you might find that other people are going through the same thing you're going through. But yeah, main takeaway that I want you to have from this video: it's okay to do things that you feel are best for you. If you feel like it's going to bring you more happiness, more joy, and it's going to make you a better person, you're going to be better for it, and your interactions with everyone around you will be better for it, then do it. It's not selfish, it's self-care. So that's all I got to say about that. If you like this video, you want more like it, per usual, my regular spiel, like this video by giving me a big thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time I post. If you would like to support me, please find me on Patreon. That link is also in my description box down below. And you can become a contributor for just $5 per month. You get all of this lovely content and more. I haven't quite decided all of the perks I'll give for people who support me on a monthly basis, but I don't know. What's something that you might want more access to from Lex, or more exclusivity? Maybe some discounts on some music, or discounts on merchandise, or more talks like this, something that nobody else sees. Maybe some more personal stuff. I don't know. But anyway, my Patreon link is down there. If you would like to support me, that would be so very much appreciated. And I can have more talks like this and have more time to build a community, a community of people who may be going through these same things. So if that's something that's on your heart, then please support me in that way. But otherwise, I hope this video helped. And until next time, peace.